Hello, I'm Drew Banks. I'm head of international at Prezi, and I'm responsible for international market expansion, growing into all other markets with the exception of US. The question I'll be talking about is multitasking important to an entrepreneur? It's critical to an entrepreneur. As a small company, you need to raise money, hire employees, find an office, start HR benefits, contact legal. You have to multitask. You cannot just focus on one of those activities until you're a much larger company. When I was originally hired at Prezi, I was hired as head of marketing. And then within my first week, I realized that Prezi didn't have a support organization, even though we had over 1 million users, nor did we have a sales organization. When I pointed this out, I immediately then became responsible for building a support organization and building a sales organization, as well as building a little bit of the HR organization and legal because I had run my own company. This is a natural thing for an experienced person, an experienced entrepreneur in a startup. And you should go with that natural, organic role adoption. So while multitasking is important, focus is critical. And it's especially critical for the developers. So if you have whatever developers you have in the company, you want to keep them focused on what they're doing, which means that the other people in the organization have to multitask more. This is really important. For example, when I started in Prezi, our developers were also responsible for customer support. There's two issues that are problematic with that. One is developers aren't naturally predispositioned to be customer friendly in support situations, especially when the customer is asking non-rational questions, which often is the case. The second is the developers aren't focused on developing the product. So in that situation, you want to expand that responsibility to other people and let the developers focus on developing the product. Most people use a single or set of tools to help them multitask. For me, I manage my entire life through email. So a concept that's really important is called zero inbox. Zero inbox, the concept is to keep your messages down to as close to zero as possible. What that accomplishes is two things. It creates a discipline for you to multitask, but it also gives you the mental freedom to let multitasking not cloud you or confuse you, but allow you to do both strategy and operations.